Okay, so this clip is about views of 3D objects. So as is always my way, I like to keep things simple. If you've got an engineering background like myself, then that's great, you'll be used to this. Okay, but if you haven't, this sometimes proves to be difficult for some people. So if we imagine this, if you imagine that this is a sugar cube, okay, we have, or the way that we look at it is from 3 different angles, okay, because it's a 3-dimensional object. So if I look at it in this direction, this would be the front, okay. So this would be the side. I'm sure that you probably already knew that, but I have to say it anyway. Now looking down on the top, you think it would be called the top, but no, it's called the plan, okay. So if you look at a plan of a house, you look directly down on top of the house, okay, as if somebody taken the roof off, and you can see the bedroom, the bathroom, the toilet and all sorts of things. So you're looking at it from the top, okay. Now the front, the side and the plan are what we call elevations, okay. So this is the front elevation, this is the side elevation, and this is the plan elevation. Now if I was to look at the front, and just directly at the front, I wouldn't be able to see that it was a 3-dimensional object. All I would see would be a square. I wouldn't know how long this is, I wouldn't know how deep it was at all, because this is a 2-dimensional object. I know how tall it is, I know how wide it is, but I don't know how deep it is, because I can only see this one view, okay. Again, if I was to look from the side, if it was a sugar cube, I would just see this square shape, I wouldn't see anything else. So again, I wouldn't see how deep it was. And once more, if we had a plan of that sugar cube, a plan view or a plan elevation, looking straight down, I would still see just this square. I wouldn't see anything else. I wouldn't know how deep it was, just the width and the length, okay. So on a cube, this is really simple, okay, but needless to say, they're going to try and make it a little bit more complex. So I'm just going to pause the video for a new shape, okay. Okay, so we've now got this shape, okay. So again, if you imagine it as sugar cubes, I always find it easier to remember as sugar cubes. If we were to look at the front of this, we wouldn't see this sugar cube behind it, so we would just see this sort of arrangement, okay. We would see something like this, okay. We would just see that. We would just see this face, and this face, okay, because we can't see behind it, we can't see how deep it is. So we would only see 3 squares in that arrangement, okay. So now if we were to look at a side elevation, okay, we would see pretty much the identical arrangement like this, because we could see that face, we could see that face, and we could see that face, but we couldn't see that this top one here was set further back, because you can't look above or beneath or to the side, so you don't know whether this is in front of this or behind it. All you can see are those 3 faces, okay. Now if I was to look at the plan, so this will be looking down directly here, then I wouldn't be able to see how deep it was, okay. So I would just see this face, and this face, okay. So if I mark it up A, B and C, then that would be A, that would be B, and that would be C. I wouldn't be able to see that B is higher than A and C because I can't gauge depth, okay. So examiners quite like this. So if it helps when they say, okay, you're looking at a plan view, then just put a few squiggles on what you would actually see, and that would help you then sketch what you are seeing, okay. So you can see here that the side view or the side elevation, the front elevation and the plan elevation are all identical. They would all be this L shape, okay. And this is one of the things, or one of the problems that we as engineers have, which is when we're given a drawing, we have to interpret this information to be able to make this, okay. And after a while your brain and your eyes tune into it, and you can see it as a 3-dimensional shape, okay. But that's the principle, okay. So if you get stuck and you think, I have no idea, which will happen, just squiggle on what you would see, okay, and then that will help you sketch out the front, the side or the plan elevation, okay. I really do hope that I've explained that okay. If not, you can always contact me and I'll go through it and I'll do a few shapes so that you get a better idea, okay. But once you've done a few of these, after a while it will click and you'll be fine, okay.